good afternoon to you. Report your altitude.
2,000 feet on 1014, Bravo, Bravo.
Bravo, Bravo. Descending for 60, so climb not above, initially not above 4,000 feet on the QNH 1014.
4,000 feet, Bravo, Bravo.
Correct. What's your requested routing?
Let's go and then direct.
521 ready, cleared, direct, let's go.
Let's go, Bravo, Bravo.
Xplane Dedicated. Welcome to the home of Xplane Dedicated on YouTube. This is the YouTube channel where you can find hints, tips and reviews regarding Xplane. I have access to some of the foremost developers of Xplane content in the world. They are members of both the Facebook group and here on the YouTube channel. If you have a question, you can put it in the comments below on any of the videos. I will see them, or even join the Facebook group. The link will be below. Don't forget to hit the like button and give us a thumbs up. We'll see you soon. Cheerio. Also, 1, 2, 3. Cheerio.
Dublin, November 180, Bravo, Bravo with it.
November 180, Bravo, Bravo. Good afternoon to you. Report your altitude.
2,000 feet on 1014, Bravo, Bravo.
Bravo, Bravo. Descending for 60, so climb not above, initially not above 4,000 feet on the QNH 1014.
4,000 feet, Bravo, Bravo.
Correct. What's your requested routing?
Let's go and then direct.
521 ready, cleared, direct, let's go.
Let's go, Bravo, Bravo.
Xplane Dedicated. Welcome to the home of Xplane Dedicated on YouTube. This is the YouTube channel where you can find hints, tips and reviews regarding Xplane. I have access to some of the foremost developers of Xplane content in the world. They are members of both the Facebook group and here on the YouTube channel. If you have a question, you can put it in the comments below on any of the videos. I will see them. Or even join the Facebook group. The link will be below. Don't forget to hit the like button and give us a thumbs up. We'll see you soon. Cheerio. Hello there, good evening. Oh, we've got the echo on again. I don't understand that. I'll have to sort that out. So hopefully, if I turn this off, you shouldn't get the echo. Anyway, good evening, welcome to Xplane Dedicated here on YouTube. It would appear that something else is picking up the audio, so that's why you was getting the echo. I've just turned that off, so hopefully it's just me now. But that also means that you will not get any sound from Xplane, which is unfortunate really. I do apologise about that. It's just one of those things, isn't it? So anyway, good evening. Hope everybody's okay. You're all good. Smile more. It's not my trademark. It's registered and copyrighted to Roman Atwood. But I got one of his t-shirts anyway, so I kind of go along with that. Smile more. I'm sorry I look a mess. I haven't had a shave for a couple of days. I haven't been very well. I've had an infection in my leg, so I've been in a bit of pain with my leg, but that's all sorted out. I think it feels a lot better this afternoon. It feels a lot better now than it did earlier on today. Anyway, if you're here, please say hello. Executor, hello, how are you doing? Well, I'm doing very well, apart from that, as I said, problem, that little infection under the leg. But anyway, that's all good. That's all good. All gone. I hope it has anyway. So, my plan this evening, not particularly looking at aircraft, but looking at Xenviro. Because Xenviro 1.09 is now out, and I tried to reinstall 108 a week ago, or maybe the original. That's it. Right, let's go back to the beginning. I tried to reinstall 106 and it wouldn't install, and I thought that perhaps my key had been blocked, because the original review that I did for Xenviro whilst I thought it was a fair review, I thought that maybe the guys from Xenviro didn't like my review, and so therefore they blocked my key. But in actual fact, they hadn't blocked my key. I found out yesterday. Was it yesterday when Magnus Lovic spent a good 2 hours or more trying to sort out what the problem was, because I was installing it and it wasn't activating, even though my key was correct, and he said that it was active. And it turned out in the end it was a typo error in my email address when I originally got 106 for review. So it was a typo error. We sorted that out and obviously it worked straight away. So I haven't had an awful lot of time to look at 109, but I've had a little bit of time, and you know, you install it into plugins, although I must say that you shouldn't have any other weather engine working. So you know, if you've got SkyMax Pro, Real Weather Connector and MaxFX, you must remove those, so you can put those into your disabled plugins folder. What I do is I've got a folder on my desktop called SkyMax, and I just move things into that folder. But you can put them in your disabled plugins folder, or you can even go to plugins admin here. Yeah, plugins admin here. Let me just drag this over so I know that you can see it, and you can just disable it in here. So, you know, literally just turn them off. But I prefer to move them outside, so that's what I do. I just move the folders into that folder that I have on my desktop. So tonight is twofold. We're going to have a look at Xenviro, but also we're going to have a look at MKJS, which is Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. This MKJS is by Skyline Simulation, so we're gonna look at Xenviro and we're gonna look at MKJS at the same time. I could have done reviews on both of these. I could have filmed reviews, but Barton Airport came out by Orbex, and I needed to get that one out, and I really didn't have time to do 2 more films today. So I thought what I would do this evening is do a live stream, and originally I was going to live stream Barton and Xenviro and MKJS. I was going to do all 3 of them, but I managed to release the video for Barton this morning onto YouTube. So that's on YouTube. It's doing pretty well. We've had a number of hits and a number of likes, but as usual, the troll, I don't know who he is, can't remember his name. I think we'll just call him Idiot. The troll has been using his troll bot and has, you know, what can we say? There are more dislikes than there are views to the video, which makes no sense at all, or something like that. Crazy guy, anyway. So let's have a look at Xenviro. So you install it in the usual way. You put it into your plugins folder. Hope you can see the plugins menu here, and it comes up with Xenviro, and then you've got a small menu here, a small relational menu. The top one is on, and you click that, and you go back, and it's off, right? So we need to click it on. So you turn it on, there you go, it turns on. Although it turns on automatically when you start your sim app, okay? So it's always on in a sense. Then you've got Cavoc, so you can set the weather to Cavoc. Then there's a weather briefing, then there's settings, and then there's about Xenviro. The weather briefing, I haven't used this previously, and as such, at the moment, it's not working. Yes, it is. So we've got a weather we've got a weather briefing here for MKJS, showing that the wind is 06018 knots, and visibility is greater than 10 kilometers, although the showers in the vicinity, the scattered cloud at 2,000 feet, temperature is 30 degrees and the dew point is 24, and the QNH is 1016. So that's a very useful weather briefing. That is very, very useful indeed. Not only does it give me the weather for MKJS, which is the top one there, but it gives me the weather for airports in the surrounding area. Okay, so SKPV, MKJP, MWCR, MWCB, MUCU, and MUGM. So those are airports in the location probably of the Caribbean islands, which is really good. I'm scratching my beard here. As I say, I haven't had a shave for a few days. I can refresh that at any time, so that's quite useful. I don't believe that was in version 106. The first thing I need to say is that Xenviro is a complete rewrite. Okay, so 109 is a complete rewrite. In fact, the release was 108, so people had been waiting for 108, and I think there were a couple of issues with 108, and very quickly they released 109. So it's 1.09 or 1.09, depending on which part of the world that you're in and how you refer to these things. Anyway, so I can set the weather to Kavok. We've got a weather briefing and we have settings, and I think really the important thing is to look at the settings, because this is completely changed. So let me pull this over here into the middle. When I say it's completely changed, it looks more like Xplane 11 than how it did previously. In the last version, the 106 version, it was entirely different from this, and I found the menu a little bit confusing. But as I say, it's been completely rewritten, and I'm just going to go through each section and try to explain what it is as I understand it. I haven't read the manual, although there is a manual. I haven't read the manual. I think it's just, kind of easy enough to look through it. All right, so on the weather settings, you've got minimum RVR, minimum ceiling, maximum surface wind speed knots, and maximum turbulence. The maximum turbulence is in terms of percentage, okay? So minimum RVR is self-explanatory. You can turn that down or up. You can have that as much as you want. And of course, minimum ceiling. Well, minimum ceiling is 0. And I think you would probably keep it at 0 so that you get representations of fog. If you was to have your minimum ceiling, any higher, even though you can only go up to 1,000 feet, I think that would look wrong. So I think keeping it at 0, you're going to get fog. I will have to read the manual to make sure that I've got that correct, but I think I have. Maximum surface wind. So I've set it at 36 knots. So that's the maximum wind that will be generated, 36 knots. Anything any stronger than that will not be generated across this airport, but it will go up to 36 knots. And I'll adjust that to 40. The maximum turbulence. Now this one is interesting because I was flying yesterday in a Cessna here at MKJS, and I found it a little bit too much, and I have got it set at around about what I thought was 50%, but actually it's 100%. So I think I'm going to turn that down a little to 50%. There we go. So maximum turbulence is at 50%. I'm not quite sure what percentage of what, if you understand what I mean. So we're going to have to check on that. We're going to have to check on that in the manual. Then we've got braking action, wind shear, which is self-explanatory. I've turned those off. Thunderstorms, I've turned that on because I want to hear thunderstorms and see thunderstorms. Then on cloud settings, we have resolution, complexity, maximum visible range, detailed range in kilometers, reflections range in kilometers. Now I'm not quite sure what this means, the reflections range, but I'm guessing that's off water. And I adjusted about that, I messed around with that, and I didn't see anything happening. Then we've got the effects settings, so it's in cloud effect, windshield effects, which are really quite over the top. Well, that's rain on the windshield. Then you've got volumetric lights effects, so therefore seeing your lights against the clouds. You can remove scenery shadows when it's overcast, and when it's overcast it is really overcast, so sometimes you might think about taking that off, because when it's overcast it is really gloomy and dark. Then you've got post-processing, there's lens flare, crepuscular rays, and then you've got all the sound settings that are available. So external sound volume, internal sound volume, ambient sound volume, and scenery sound volume. Now these are all at 100%, so that might be a bit loud, but I didn't find it overly aggressive. Along the bottom here you've got weather updates, internal intervals, so you can set that to 5 minutes or up to updating every 60 minutes. I've got it at 5, why not? You've got an easy mode and a real mode. Then clouds crossfade speed. I'm not quite sure what crossfade speed means, but you've got light, optimum and maximum. Cockpit horizon shift in degrees, well I've got that at 0, so we'll keep it at 0. And then total volume, excuse me, I've got that at 52%, but you can have it at optimum, maximum, and you notice it changes the volumes on the side there as well, so we'll keep it at that. Alright, so that's all that is done. Let's see if we can find the bad weather. Well, the weather is actually quite nice today at MKJS, so let me get out of the aircraft this way. So I mean, you look at the clouds there and they're really nice. They're really nice and fluffy, they look good. I must admit I find the sun a bit strange because it's always in the corner until you get right to it, if you see what I mean, or it was. I can't do it now, I had it before, so it always seems to be there kind of thing until you look at it directly. There we go. And you've got lens flare. Some people like lens flare, some people don't. It doesn't really bother me, I can take it or leave it. But you'll notice like the shadows of the clouds. So let me try and get up here a little bit, and you notice as we go above the cloud they change colour, so the kind of white on top and a little bit grey underneath, weren't they? So let me just come down here. So they do change, which is very clever. It's a clever effect, and I would say that Xenviro have really managed to adjust things there. So looking around you can see the shadows of the cloud, but let's have a look at what happens when we mess around with some of the settings. So let me open up the settings tab again. Now unfortunately you can't resize this, so you can move it around but you can't resize it, so it's a bit awkward when you're trying to do things with clouds. Okay, so we won't bother with weather settings over here, but we'll have a look at cloud settings. So the resolution, so you adjust this and nothing seems to be happening. I've got them on maximum resolution and nothing seems to happen there at all. Let's just, no, nothing has happened with that, so that is a bit weird. So I've got maximum resolution, I've got resolution at maximum, nothing seems to happen. I'm looking at this cloud here. Ah, now something does happen. You can see it happening now, so it changes the resolution of the cloud. So what I suppose at this end you could call it soft, and at the far end you could call it crisp. Let's have a look at this here. See these clouds here on the left here. Yeah, there is a subtle change there. So yeah, I think we could call those soft and those crisp. That would be, you know, a better explanation. We'll put that to there. So complexity of the cloud, all right? So you look at that cloud there, you see you get, now they call it complexity, but it looks as though there's more of them. Once again, although maybe in the real world, this is what we've got to think about, you see, maybe the real world weather is like this. This is the real world weather here, and then you can adjust it depending on your system. Yeah, so the less complexity you have, the less of a hit on frame rate it's going to be. I would think that's the reason behind that. So I can leave complexity at 100%. Yeah, I think, because that's what it is in the real world. Okay, so maximum visibility, that changes the visible range of the clouds. Detailed range and reflections range. I don't know what that is. It doesn't appear to do anything as I indicated last night when I was messing around. It didn't appear to do anything. But what I will tell you is that a lot of people who got 109, they feel as though it's not as good as 106 or 107. And the reason being is this is a complete rewrite, and they're actually getting ready for the time that they put volumetric clouds in. At the moment, these are not volumetric, but they're putting volumetric and high dynamic clouds in the near future. Okay, so in cloud effects, that is clearly when you're inside the cloud and what it looks like. Yeah, so let's just have a look at some of these settings down here and see if these make any difference. So clouds crossfade speed doesn't actually show a visible difference there, so I'm assuming that's something in terms of how the clouds look when you're flying through them. Okay, so that's it really. You know, it's hard to actually see what all these settings do. They do have an effect, but it's hard to see it, especially with just scattered cloud. So that is it. But what I will say is it looks very nice. It really does look nice. It looks better from the ground, or it looks better than it used to from the ground. I mean, look, let me get back into this view. This is a better view for me, I'm afraid. And for some reason my mouse has started going weird. You see, right, here we are. We're at low level now. You can see the reflections of the clouds on the water there. Yeah, maybe we might have to turn that off. I don't know. This is not a hugely complex scenery, but what we will do is we'll have a look at the data output, which I tend not to bother with, but you know, I've got 45, 50 frames. So if we're looking up at the sky, yeah, 55 frames, down at the ground, 45, and a mixture of the two, which is always the thing that causes a lot of, let's do it this way, a lot of stress on a sim. I've got 45 to 50 FPS. Okay, that's a moderate result. So really no effects on FPS whatsoever for me. But not forgetting I'm running an i7 with a GTX 1080. Right, we've got a couple of people here. Hello, John. John Brown here. Well, that's the weirdest way I've seen of spelling of my name, but there you go. Oh yeah, and our thingy is here again. Our friend. Why are you not a model? I have no idea, mate. No idea. Anyway, enough of him. We don't want to really give him any airtime. So, there we have it. Not bad at all. I think it looks good. We'll go and find some bad weather in a minute, but in the meantime, let's have a look at let's have a look at MKJS here. Let's just get outside. This is, I mean, I've flown into this airport in real life. I came to Jamaica a couple of years ago, and I have to say that I've seen better sceneries, but this is a conversion. So it's a conversion of an FSX scenery, and it's been done by Skyline Simulation. Latin Wings VFR developed this airport originally, and what Skyline Simulation have done, they've added custom ground textures, vegetation, trees and ground traffic, and they've also put some PBR materials on. But I'd be more inclined to say that it was a work in progress than anything else. I mean, they've used the photo scenery, ortho scenery there for the coastline, so that doesn't look too bad. But when you come in close to the airport here, you know, I hate to say this, but they could have done a better job, especially down there. I mean, with the car park and everything. That maybe it's a work in progress, but I don't think so, because it has been released. And whilst they've got plenty of vegetation in there, and they have got an ortho photo for the surrounding environs, it's not really that good at all. Mike Cheney, he said that he's had no FPS hits either on his machine using Xenviro. So MKJS is not really cutting it for me, I'm afraid. It's not. I don't think it's up to the mark, as they say. I mean, when you see when you look at Barton that came out, you know, yesterday, I mean that is breathtaking, and it's certainly a standard that people are going to have to match at some point or another in the future. Anyway, I don't know what to say about this, because I'm a little bit disappointed, because Skyline, you know, they entered into a collaboration with Latin VFR, or Latin Wings VFR, to convert their sceneries for Xplane, and a couple of them have been good, but this one, it could have been better. It could be better, and maybe it'll be improved as time goes on. They'll do some more work on it, especially around the car park area there. I mean, the terminal's the terminal. That is exactly what the terminal looks like, I have to say, in real life. And there's not an awful lot you can do about that. It is what it is. But as for the rest, I mean, ground markings, they're not that. I mean, there's nothing to write home about there, is there? I mean, they're just fairly standard kind of ground markings, and from what I remember of the airports, it kind of looks a little bit better than that. So yeah, a good start. Nice photo scenery to the right here by the coast, but they need to work on that a little bit. I don't know what you think. Excuse me. So as for the island of Jamaica, it's, you know, it's a lush green island. Spent some time here a couple of years ago. We had a really nice vacation here. Not just around the corner from Montego Bay. There, this is Montego Bay here, and our hotel was at the coast a little bit, which is very very nice island. So coming up above here, I don't know what altitude I'm at, fairly high, but you look at the cloud there and going off into the distance, and the formation of cloud, it looks really nice. Nice weather fronts, nice weather patterns. That looks good. Yesterday, when I loaded up here yesterday, there was a thunderstorm going on, and it was quite a thunderstorm, I have to say. You see the shadows under the clouds there, very nice indeed. But yesterday when I was here, there was like I say, there was a thunderstorm happening, and it was a heck of a storm. Maybe we could try and find some bad weather. Hi Tony, how are you? Nice to see you. We'll try and find some bad weather, so we're going to have to go to badweather.com to see if we can find some. Oops. Okay, bad weather, thunderstorm. Find a thunderstorm somewhere. I'll have a look at that. Oh, the Ivory Coast, Central Africa. Okay, DIBK. Let's try that. I have no idea where that is. I might have to change. I'm pretty sure what will happen is that the sim will close down. Or we could go to China. ZGHA. There's a thunderstorm here. We'll leave local time at midday or thereabouts, and we'll have a look. Okay. Infinite flight dedicated here. These guys, they crack me up. They really do. They really crack me up. Oh, you've come in. My dog's come in. You want to say hello to everybody? Get on camera. Come up. There you go. Oh, there he is. All right. You're the guy that we need to set on those trolls, I think. Yeah. All right. Bear with me a second. I will be back. Right, he's been in the garden, so he's come back in. Hello from Munich. Thank you, Wolfgang. Nice to see you. Who's this airport by and is it available? It is by Skyline Simulation and it is available. I will find you a link in due course and we'll post that up there for you. Out of breath. Right. I'd be really surprised if this works. If it works, it'd be a miracle, because normally what happens, change airports at this time and it just crashes. So we'll see. Is it loading? No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I don't think it is loading. It did load. It did load after all. Right, so we'll restart it, not a problem. Restart and we'll go to wherever it was. It was in China, wasn't it? For, where we said we found a thunderstorm. We were looking at Changsha Airport. It's thunderstorms. Yeah, thunderstorms and rain. Terrible visibility. Wind is variable 130 to 190. Scattered cloud at 4,000 feet. Cumulus nimbus. Yeah, it's not a good place to be, that's for sure. Right, here we go. Honghui, China. This should show us what Xenviro is like in a thunderstorm. TNK4, good evening, how are you? Nice to see you. Xplane 1972, hello. Wolfgang, hello to you. TNK4, you need to take a look at this Xenviro sunsets, they look amazing. I did one, I kind of looked at one sunset yesterday. In fact, I took a screenshot of it, and it was, you're right, it was pretty stunning. In fact, I can't remember whether I've got it as my desktop or not. I don't think so. I might be wrong. Yeah, there it is. There's the desktop. I thought that was quite breathtaking, especially with the mist down the low cloud. Okay, let's get back in here. There we go. Right. So master caution. So Xenviro, everything's starting, and for some reason it's showing as clear weather. We know it's not clear. Flight configuration, it's set. Oh, customize. It's actually broken cumulus. Okay, so the thunderstorm has disappeared. So we need to get outside the aircraft. Maybe the way. See how the sun's always there in the corner? Weird that. I'm not too sure about that. Well, it's raining. We've no cloud though. But it is raining and visibility is a little bit poor. I'll just hang on, see if the it may need to take a few moments to draw the clouds. There's some cloud there. And some there, so let's see what it looks like if we get above that, or if there's anything to go above. Yeah, it's okay. So it's kind of, see, this is where it lets itself down for me. You wouldn't know. This is where it lets itself down. It goes really bright. It shouldn't be that bright. I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be that bright. It just looks I don't know how to change that. Complexity, resolution, now in the previous version you could change the color of things. You could change the color of the clouds. So I'm not too sure whether, clearly we can't do that now. Let's turn post-processing off. That doesn't seem to make any difference. And also I'm not too sure about these towering cumulus nimbus, but in different situations it just looks better. So yeah, that just doesn't look good, that weather at all. Let's try somewhere else. Central Africa, FEFF. Change location, FEFF. See what this looks like. Start new flight. Hopefully it doesn't crash. FEFF. Winds are variable at 4 knots. There's a few cloud at 1600 feet, few at 3300 cumulus nimbus, and there are thunderstorms in the region. So we'll have a look at that. Just to right, so here you can see it's raining quite heavily. You see the rain effect on the cockpit windows, and that is in Xenviro. Now the problem is with this rain, it accumulates, runs down the window. It does not, it can't be wiped off. So even if you go to, bear with, even if you turn your wipers on, hang on, let me turn that one on. It doesn't wipe. Oh, it's stopped raining now, so it's gone. But you can't wipe the rain off when it's on. It's a little bit extreme, the effect. Right, so let's have a look outside. Once again, this is just scattered cloud. It was supposed to be bad weather. It's not very helpful. But it kind of looks okay, and then it spoils itself. But like this mist here, that is really nice. The mist in the hills there is really nice. Let's have a look. We'll go to Laui, I think. Go to Innsbruck. See what that tells us. I doubt whether there's going to be any cloud there, because the weather over Europe is really quite nice at the moment. Andy Parrish, good evening. Thank you, Andy. Hello. You found a link for Montego Bay. Is it worth the $20? It's only worth the $20 if you want an airport, if you want Montego Bay. You're asking me. I don't know. I don't know whether it's worth $20. The other thing I suggest is have a look on Xplane.org. See if there is another airport. If there isn't, then you may be stuck with that kind of thing. I would have to say it would, for me, it needs a bit more work. But we are getting incredibly spoilt with some of the sceneries that are available now. The sceneries just look so good. But I'm just doing a quick search for you. Right, there is another one. Let's have a look. And I don't think this one is much better. No, it isn't. In fact, it's a lot worse. So there is, yeah. In that case, then it is worth $20, because the one that's available is not at all good. Not at all good at all. Yes, you'll see me on Sunday. I am there. I'm definitely coming. Do you want me to bring my racing drones, Andy? I could bring my racing drones and goggles and DVR and everything, so you can all have a look. XSim Reviews did an article about it. It might want to Google search for it. An article for what? It looks as if this is not doing too well, is it? Funny thing is, since I've put this in, I've had a lot of load up crashes. Not load up crashes, when I try to change aircraft or change an airport, it looks as though I have to do it again. Okay, I will bring them, Andy. So I'll charge up a couple of batteries, and I'll bring them over. We can have a fly around the park. We'll have to see how busy it is, but yeah, I will bring them. And I've even got a nice little tiny one that we can fly around the room. In fact, I'll show you that one now. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm into racing drones. But this is one, this beautiful little one is one that I have, that I fly around the house with, chasing my dog. And that's it there. It's a tiny little thing, which is absolutely brilliant. And you can't hurt anybody with it. Fly around the garden. It's got a camera, so I can fly FPV, and that is ace fun. That's brilliant fun. So I'll bring that one, Andy. Right, here we are. Let's see if the weather is any better here or any worse here. This is Innsbruck. I suspect the weather will be really nice. Yeah, it is. Although, I'll just hang on a little while, see what it looks like. Got to wait a few seconds for the weather to come in. I could, I suppose. I'll tell you what I could do. I could customize the weather, manually configure it, and we could go to we'll go to stormy. Yeah. So will it work? So we'll hang on. So Innsbruck, looking absolutely amazing, as it always does. It's one of the prettiest looking. Right, so it's picked up real world weather. See that mist then? It was like a haze layer came in. We've got the high scattered cloud there. Clearly I cannot use the manual configuration. Because it's not brought that weather in that I wanted stormy. So it's just bringing in real world weather from its servers. But yeah, Innsbruck looking absolutely superb there. Absolutely crack-a-lacking, as I say. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I still need to find some cloudy weather. Is it cloudy in Scotland? Change location. EGPF. Whoops, that's not going to work, is it? That will. Let's have a look at Glasgow. It's normally cloudy in Glasgow. So, we're just messing around looking at Xenviro and whether it looks all right. Sorry, you can probably hear a lawnmower outside. Somebody's mowing their grass, which is what happens when the sun comes out. People go bonkers and start mowing the lawn and everything. But we'll have a look outside in a little while. Anyway, so what I'll do, we'll go to Glasgow, see what the weather's like, and if that's not so good, failing that, I think what we'll do then is nip over to Barton Airport just to have a look at the beauty of Barton Airport before I log off. Because I've been online now, how long? 40 minutes? I was going to do half an hour, but we've done 40 minutes. And if there are any questions, if anybody's got any questions, anybody that wants to ask anything, then ask away, and I'll try and answer those questions for you in the time that I remain, which is, I'm not going to run off unless we see some questions. For your information, I'm going to be at RAF Cosford this year again, and Wired to Fire will be sponsoring my stand, as they did last year. So I've had a conversation with Wired to Fire, and it'll be something like there'll be 2 or three airports, two or three computers, and I believe that this year they're going to supply me with a couple of high-end computers. Last year we had what could be called mid-range computers on the stand, showing Xplane, and the level of interest in Xplane was like phenomenal. It was, you know, off the chart. There was people coming to see us, Xplane dedicated members coming to see us, and yeah, it was great. Really, really good. So if you're going to RAF Cosford, I haven't got the dates fixed in my head yet, but it's in October. If you're going to RAF Cosford, we'll be there. Xplane dedicated will be there. I'll be there, and this year the stand will be staffed or manned or personed by a number of key XPD members. So you'll be able to have a chat with plenty of people. Last year I was a little bit swamped. You know, we had that many people around, I couldn't talk to them all, but this year there'll be myself and a couple of key XPD members also on the stand helping out as well. So that'll be useful, because then, you know, everybody gets a chance to talk to somebody or even have a go on the computers. We had lots of people messing around on the computers as well. Okay, so here we are at Glasgow, and we failed again. There's no bad weather here either. Somebody find me some bad weather. Glasgow Airport, this is Freeware Airport as usual. Really nice. Oh no, this is not Freeware, this is by Kevin Fazakali. So this one isn't Freeware. You can see the city of Glasgow in the background. This needs optimizing a bit, needs optimizing a little bit, but not much. You know, it's good enough. Looks good. City of Glasgow, really popping out there, you know, in the distance, in the mist. Right, here we are. So once again, we've got some clouds. It takes a while for Xenviro to inject its weather, I have to say, but when it does look really nice. It's a nice coverage off into the distance, and you know, this is what this stream is about, actually, looking at Xenviro. Some people were saying that they wanted to have a good look at it. You can see, I'm trying to get up there quick. Here we go. So we'll go through the cloud layer. That's really nice, nice effect. And as you go above the cloud, it changes. That is really good. What I want to show you is what it's like at night. So here we go. We'll transition the time. Now, if you look closely, I'm going to do this slowly. Right, here we are. So you can see the lights through the cloud, yeah, which is really, really good. I hope you can see that on screen there, because I know that sometimes YouTube tends to darken things. But anyway, you can, I mean, that is a nice representation. You know, the sun is going down. Let's find the sun. There's the sun. The sun's going down. You can see the lights through the clouds, okay? Now, as it gets darker again, what you shouldn't see, you can see the cloud, you can see the lights through some of the clouds, yeah? I'm going to zoom in on this one here. You can see the lights through some of the clouds, but as it gets darker, 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 you don't see the clouds, but you also don't see the lights under the densest parts of the cloud. So you see patches of darkness. So right in front here, there's a patch of darkness. I hope you can see it on your screens there. I'm going to bring, right, so there's the cloud, yeah? This one right in front here. I'm going to zoom right in on this one here, right, okay? Right in on this one. And you can see these lights on the left-hand side going underneath the cloud, and there's some lights at the back there. And so we go darker. Right, the middle area is literally a dark patch because that's where the cloud is, yeah. And then you can see the lights going in on the left hand side, and then up at the top there coming out. Let's go lighter again. So that is very, very clever effect indeed. If we was to go beneath that cloud, and I'm trying desperately to do this with the cameras, if we go beneath that cloud, the lights are there. Let me get right underneath, so I'm keeping the light, and there they are, they're all there. So that is really good. That is a clever effect. They've done that really, really well. There was a weather change, a weather transition, which caught me unawares. So, you know, it's very nice, very nice. Someone said they can't see the stars, so we need to check that out. So let's get the sun down. And yes, the stars have gone. Now I'm not quite sure whether that's to do with Xenviro or whether it's to do with Laminar, so I will need to check that out. But definitely you do not see stars, and we have seen stars in the past for sure. I do like that. I mean, look at that mist there. That is awesome. That is crack-a-lacking. That is a really good shot. And once again, no hit on FPS. That is beautiful. The mist there. That really does look good. And the light, you know, the late afternoon sun, late evening sun, reflecting back off some of the buildings, so giving them that kind of orange glow. And the clouds on the horizon there, the weather front there, superb. That looks, you know, that shot there alone. Let me just sort this out. So a bit of mist in the valleys, a lens flare, the sun going down. That is superb. Absolutely superb. I like that very much so. Well, there you go. That's Xenviro. You know, it would be nice. I tell you what I will do before we go. Let's try one more place. So I need to change aircraft for this, and I can never admit. We'll try Carnarvon. EGCK. Oh, itchy nose. Excuse me. So what are you all doing tonight, guys? Are you going out? Are you going out for food or whatever? I'm going to my neighbour's house later on, and we will be having curry. It's open house, so we'll be having curry at his house. Yeah, there we go. I knew Xplane had stopped working. Sorry about that. Anyway, on that basis, because Xplane has stopped working, and it's now 7:15, so we've done 45 minutes of this live stream, which was primarily about Xenviro. I think I'm going to call it an evening. If you missed the video, you can catch up with it on YouTube, so you can go back to it and have a look through all the stuff we just talked about Xenviro. I tell you what I do want to do if I can find it. So downloads. I want to see if I can find downloads. See if I can find the manual for Xenviro. Is it X camera? And of course, there it is. It's an installer. So where's the manual for it? Let's have a look in resources, plugins, Xenviro. No, there's no manual. I think the manual must be on their website, because I did see it somewhere. Sound shader, it's not there. Okay, because I really would like to have a look at that and then sort out all of those things. I wonder if I can find it quickly whilst we're here. Let's have a look. So we'll go to their website. Let's have a look here. There's the manual. I knew I'd seen a manual. Xenviro has a user-friendly interface with flexible settings for each component. Okay, but we want to know what those components are. List of known incompatible software. So you've got to take off these. You've got to take off SkyMax Pro, Real Weather Pro, Max FX, Real Weather Connectors, SoundMax, FS Global Real Weather, XNOA Weather, Fly with Lua RTH script, and Ventura Sky. So you've got to take all. If you've got those on, take them off, right? Okay, the following entries. Okay, Yeah. Right. Weather settings. Limits the minimum runway visual range, preventing the visibility to fall below this value. Yeah, we thought that. Maximum turbulence prevents the turbulence values to go beyond this percentage of the maximum possible turbulence. Right. So I thought that would be that. Maximum wind speed in knots limits the maximum possible wind speed for all the levels in the atmosphere. Oh, that's crazy. So you don't want to set that at 36, do you? You would want it like, I don't know. What's the fastest tailwind you've seen? Yeah, so you need that. Braking action calculates and simulates wheels braking action based on the reported or estimated surface condition. And that's interesting. So if the runway's wet, you can have it so that your plane skids all over the place. Displays thunderstorm cells at the locations from the server live data feed. Ooh. Right. Cloud settings. Atmosphere and clouds quality control sets the maximum amount of the detailed cloud puffs that can be displayed. Yeah. Sets the maximum distance at which water reflection can be displayed. Got it. Cloud crossfade speed sets the rate at which clouds appear and disappear. Right. So that, I think, is... it's supposed to be dynamic weather, so it's supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to, the clouds are supposed to change as they would in real life. I haven't seen that as of yet. Right, in cloud effects of the fast movement through the cloud formation. Bad English. Raindrops on aircraft windshield, volumetric effects for external aircraft lights. So that means basically your lights shining on the clouds. Post-processing adds various visual effects. Well, I didn't see any various visual effects, so I really don't know what that is. Lens flare, that's obvious. Crepuscular rays, that's obvious. Cockpit horizon shifting degrees. Position of the horizon for cockpit view. Xplane applies a pitch shift to the cockpit camera in order to center outside visual horizon within the aircraft windshield, causing Xenviro horizon to be aligned incorrectly. Okay, well, there we go. So there are some known issues. Freezing during initial startup, yes. Camera zoom is not supported by the volume rendered atmosphere. Incorrect camera angle inside 3D cockpit. Well, I didn't notice that. Right. Aircraft is in shadow when above the clouds. All right. So that apparently that requires a dedicated code change. Okay. Well, there you are. So that seems quite straightforward enough. And there's a list of frequently asked questions. So there you have it. That's where you can get it from, xenviro.net, or you can get it from Threshold, all sorts of places. Right, well, there we go. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I'm going to call it, so 1922, almost an hour, and we'll see you all soon. Take care. Andy, I will see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. See you on Sunday morning, for sure. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Dublin, November 180 Bravo Bravo, is it?
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude.
2,000 feet on 1014 Bravo Bravo.
To Bravo Bravo, understanding for 60. So climb not above, initially not above 4,000 feet on the QNH 1014.
4,000 feet, Bravo Bravo.
Correct. What's your requested routing?
Let's go and then direct.
Departure when ready, cleared, let's go.
Let's go, Bravo Bravo.